trash human being and NASCAR driver Bubba Smollett, or Bubba Wallace, has been suspended by NASCAR for wrecking Kyle Larson. Now, as you know, Bubba Smollett is famous for his fake hate crime that he completely capitalized off of, even though everyone with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense knew that there was nothing there. But much like LeBron James, much like Michael Bennett, and much like many others, when there's a fake hate crime to capitalize off of, the media jumps out in front of it, and then as soon as it's exposed as a fake hate crime, the media doesn't want to talk about it. Bubba Smollett took full advantage of this situation, and everyone knew he was full of shit. Bubba Smollett is not a good person. He's actually a piece of shit. He presents himself as this good old boy, but he's not. He's a manipulative piece of shit, and no one likes Bubba Smollett. And now he has been suspended for wrecking Kyle Larson. Now, look, I'm an old school NASCAR fan. I watched NASCAR back in the 90s. I loved old school NASCAR. I can't watch current NASCAR, and I haven't watched current NASCAR for a long time. I liked when guys like Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt were there. I liked guys with Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, the Dale Jarrett's of the world. That's my NASCAR. I can't watch this current NASCAR, even though there's guys that I do like that are still racing. Someone like a Kyle Busch. I like guys that will be aggressive. So a driver being aggressive is nothing new to NASCAR. It's just not. And it doesn't matter if it's a short track like Martinsville or if it's a super speedway like Talladega. Drivers will take each other out at a given opportunity. I've seen Carl Edwards do some crazy shit before. I've seen Tony Stewart do crazy shit. I've seen Earnhardt. Earnhardt's the king of taking people out. But these guys never presented themselves as holier than thou. They never acted like they were genuinely just better human beings. Bubba Wallace always acts like he's better than everybody, and he's not. He's a piece of shit. So I'm happy that he got suspended, even though just for this particular incident, and I guess we can take a look at it really quick. It's nothing out of the ordinary here. I mean, it does look dangerous, but as a NASCAR fan, I've seen stuff like this over the years.
NASCAR announced on Tuesday that 2311 racing driver Bubba Wallace has been suspended for one race following his actions last weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Wallace was penalized for NASCAR member code of conduct violations 2 days after his on-track incident with Hendrick Motorsports driver Kyle Larson. After on-track contact between Wallace's number 45 car and Larson's number 5, Wallace appeared to intentionally wreck Larson in retaliation. Wallace then walked across the track into the infield and confronted Larson, shoving him multiple times. The penalty means Wallace will miss this weekend's race at Homestead Miami Speedway.
I would now look, I think Kyle Larson's not really he doesn't present himself as a guy who can fight. I would give anything if Bubba Smollett would have walked up to Dale fucking Earnhardt and tried to push him like that. I'd give anything for that. I'd give anything if you walk up to Tony Stewart and tried some shit like that. I would give anything. Go up to Carl Edwards and try that shit. Carl Edwards would beat your ass. But he went up to somebody like Kyle Larson, who, probably weighs like 150 pounds. And he knew what he was doing because he's an opportunistic piece of shit. That's who Bubba Wallace is. But he damn sure wouldn't have walked up to Dale Earnhardt and done that. And everybody that watches NASCAR knows, there ain't no way in hell Bubba Smollett would have walked up to Earnhardt and said a fucking thing. Because Earnhardt would have taken care of business. Also, Bubba Smollett's an idiot. Like, not only did you take Kyle Larson, now you took yourself out. Like, why didn't you hit him a little? Like, you could have taken him out without just taking yourself out, but you're a dumbass. Now, what's funny about this is it says, Bubba Smollett slammed for statement not apologizing to driver he attacked. You tried murdering a driver. So he released this statement, and he basically apologized to everybody but Kyle Larson. And then you see some of the responses. Right, here's his response. Somebody says, top of the sport, you're ranked 19th, bro. Bubba Smollett is trash, okay? He's just not good. And the media is going to continue to hype this piece of trash up. And I've never seen this in NASCAR. I've never seen it to this level. Now, for full disclosure, I've seen drivers get elevated. I've seen Danica Patrick get elevated because she was a woman. She didn't earn it on the track, but she was elevated. And a lot of fans had a problem with Dale Jr. because they felt like he was overly elevated. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was a fucking rock star. I was never a Dale Jr. guy. I was a Tony Stewart guy after Earnhardt passed away because Tony Stewart had more of a Dale Earnhardt mentality, and that's why I like Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch he's rowdy. He's Rowdy Bush. You know, he's the guy that reminds me of Earnhardt too. But Dale Jr., genuinely just a good human being. And he was put in a difficult situation that most people would have collapsed under after Earnhardt died. A lot of fans, millions and millions of fans, looked to Dale Jr. to carry that role. And he was never the pure driver that he was expected to be, but he was the most popular driver by a mile. It wasn't even close. And he did a great job of carrying that banner. And I love watching, you know, his podcast on his YouTube channel. He's also on Spotify. Dale Jr. is the man. I love that guy. I love everything he did for NASCAR. But yeah, so there's been people that have been elevated for different reasons. Bubba Smollett doesn't deserve any of this shit. He doesn't deserve anything. He's a trash driver. He's not a good person. He lied and faked a hate crime, and he capitalized off of it and let all these fucking drivers follow him, which was embarrassing as hell. NASCAR sucks. They have lost so much of their viewership, rightfully so. So, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Thank you for subscribing to Sports Wars. We appreciate it. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.